this money or until this happens. There's never going to be a right time for you to do it. You just got to do it. You just got to take the leap of faith. My name is Nurse Jett. I am a doctorate of nursing practice. I work at Honey. I am 32 years old. I've been in business for about 5 years. So I've been a nurse for 10 years now. I was going to nursing school for my doctorate, and I decided that I wanted to get an extra job so that I could pay for school. So I thought, you know what, why don't I go take a Botox course? It's not something that a lot of people do around here, and as a nurse, I can do that. So I went ahead and took a course, and I was super intrigued by it. I was like, wow, this is actually really challenging, and it's fun, and it's a different environment than working at the hospital. So I left the hospital, did Honey full time, and in the year 2020, it grew exponentially. I started gaining so much clientele that I couldn't keep up with the work. So I decided I needed help. I hired one employee, and then from there, it just kept growing and growing, and I decided, you know what, I need to open my own space. So Honey is a med spa. We do all aesthetic treatments, the non-surgical aesthetic treatments. So we do Botox, we do fillers, we do threads, we do weight loss program. We have IV infusions. So pretty much we deal with a lot of needles, but we also have non-invasive treatments. We have machines that work with radio frequency and energy to help give you some sort of a non-surgical facelift. So pretty much we work to make you feel better and look better. So Honey came randomly while I was doing a Botox filler course. They kept referring filler as like, oh, it's so thin like honey, or it's look at how thick it goes on like honey. And they kept referring to filler as honey. Now filler is a gel-like substance that we put like in our lips or in our cheeks, and it helps us give volume and it helps us look more youthful, right? It's just something that everyone pretty much likes, right? So I said, you know what, let's name it Honey. Everyone always asks me, oh my God, why Honey? That's really the reality of it, is just because I heard it in a course and I thought that's a catchy name, and it's really caught on. So the wall was it was an interesting story. So Melissa from Studio Blue, she was like, we should put like a big girl on your wall with like lips and flowers or something like artsy, to kind of represent like female, feminine, and lips and whatever. And she showed me this picture of this girl, of a face of a girl, and I said, what if we put my face on there? And she was like, yeah, that's a really good idea. We should do that. And it's a huge statement piece. Everyone that walks in, they're like, oh my God, that's so gorgeous. And a lot of people don't know what to mean. They're like, oh, that's you, that's true. It's me. There's always challenges in business. I think the biggest challenge is really adaptation to change, adaptation to this industry is always changing. There's always new trends, there's always new machines, new products, new this, new that. So I think the biggest challenge is always trying to keep up to date with the aesthetic field, with what's going on out there in the world, and what can we offer our community now. Another misconception is that everything is painful. I think that's a big one. Like, no, it's because I'm scared, or I think it's gonna hurt a lot. Honestly, every patient that I've had, they're like, that's it? That was it? Oh my God, I waited this long to come and it didn't even hurt that much. I think that's like the biggest response I get when it comes to needing treatments, that they think it's gonna hurt, or they think it's very painful, and it's not. So in the future, I see expansion. When I first built this, I was like, oh my God, it's so big. I don't know how I'm gonna fill this place. And now I'm starting to see that we're a little crowded, and we might have to even expand, whether it be a second location or just expanding the clinic itself. But for the future, I see other injectors. I see myself possibly teaching, whether it be here in Laredo or elsewhere, and just always learning and bringing in more things into the community. We hear it all the time, but anything is possible as long as you dedicate yourself to it. And if it's something that you really want to do, you got to take the risk. You got to take the jump. A lot of people I hear say, "Oh, I want to do this, but I think I'm going to wait until I have this in check, or I have this money, or until this happens." There's never going to be a right time for you to do it. You just gotta do it. You just gotta take the leap of faith. Take it slow. You're not gonna get everything at once. It took me 5 years to get here. We're barely gonna be celebrating 2 years into this building, but it took me 5 years to really get to where I'm at. So just don't be hard on yourself. Take it easy. Take the leap of faith. Take it slow. Perfect one skill at a time. That's another one. Because everyone wants to do everything at once, and you can't be a jack of all trades. You gotta take it one step at a time, and eventually you'll be perfect at it.